Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alora and I make motherhood and lifestyle content. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you have not done that yet. Today's video is kind of different from what I normally post here on YouTube, and it's more of a sit-down chatty video, which sometimes those are good. If you are new here, I am a stay-at-home mom. I have a son who is 1.5 years, and I'm also currently pregnant with my second child. To become a stay-at-home mom, my husband and I knew it would be a sacrifice, but it was a sacrifice that was worth it for us. And so to accommodate that, we just simply adjusted our lifestyle, and we have been applying these 10 different ways I'm going to share today to our lives for the past 1.5 years, and they work. So let's get into it. Number one, budget, budget, budget. Budget your money. And I think anyone should budget their money. Budgeting your money, no matter what your financial state is so important, especially if you are on one income. I currently use the EveryDollar app, very user-friendly, very easy to navigate, but honestly, use what suits you, use what you're comfortable with, but just at the end of the day, budget your money. On to point number 2, and that is plan your meals. Whether that is planning it by week or planning it by month. For me personally, I like to plan a month worth of meals, and I actually made a video kind of a while ago of how I plan my meals and grocery shop, and I will link that in the cards above. I'll also link my current meal plan for this month down below. Even if it's just to offer you some new recipes you want to try. A lot of them are budget friendly, which brings me on to point number 3. Make a grocery list and stick to it. That will save you money, I promise. Sticking to the list especially. You know, you can make a list, but when you venture off, that's when you're gonna waste a lot of money. And I get it. Maybe something looks so good and catches your eye and you want it so bad, but just try to resist the urge to get things that aren't on your list. Number 4 is eat out less by cooking at home. And I understand eating out is so convenient, and sometimes you have to eat out because you just won't be home that evening to cook. And like, I get that, but budget for that. Have a set amount of money each month that is just for eating out and stick to it. But make sure majority of your meals are made at home because you will save money. I know inflation is crazy, but it's still cheaper to make your meals from home. Point number 5 is to buy secondhand, and to each their own on what they choose to buy secondhand. But some of the things that I personally buy secondhand is clothes. Not all kinds of clothes. For example, I do not buy undergarments secondhand, but shirts, skirts, pants, I buy those secondhand for my family. And I also buy furniture secondhand. So this couch I'm sitting on, my table and chairs in the back, all off of Facebook Marketplace, secondhand, got it for a steal. A lot of my home decor is secondhand. So like I mentioned earlier, to each their own on what they buy secondhand, but I would really try doing that first before buying anything brand new. Point number 6 is to set your wants on the back burner. Now this one is probably the hardest, especially in a very materialistic world that we live in. Everything at our fingertips. Having that delayed gratification is so incredibly difficult. This one was probably the hardest for me to really adjust to. What my husband and I do is we make an Amazon list of our wish list and we save for it. Every month, my husband and I budget what we call our pocket money, and each month we each get $30 to spend, and we can spend that however we want, and we can choose to spend it that month, or we can choose to save it and add it on to next month's pocket money to maybe buy a bigger purchase that we'd like. For example, my husband is really big into board games. Board games can vary in price depending on the game you get. So what he will do is each month, like I said, we get $30. He will save this month's allowance of $30 and add it on to the next month so that he has $60 to spend on the board game that he wants. And that's something that he likes to do. I usually spend my $30 right away, but it is my $30 to spend. Point number 7 is to utilize family resources or do it yourself. So an example of that is my dad is always willing to change my car oil for me for free. The only thing I need to provide is the oil. That is so much money saved. I don't have to pay for the labor of going to a mechanic to change my oil because my dad is more than willing to do it for free. Maybe you don't have family that you can utilize, then try doing it yourself. Mow your own grass, clean your own house, paint your own home. Like, do those things yourself. You don't always need to hire someone, and maybe you're unsure of how to do it yourself. For example, my husband had to install plumbing in our sink. You think he had any idea of what to do? None. So we went to YouTube, and I'm sure whatever you are wanting information on or needing a how-to or a video to show you what to do, I am sure YouTube has what you need. So check out YouTube before you go and pay someone for their service. Number 8 is to use cashback apps. I personally use Ibotta, but I know there are others out there. It is free to you. All you have to usually do is submit a receipt. I will leave my Ibotta link and code down below. Number 9 is to buy generic, and this will save you money because you usually are paying for the name and not necessarily the quality. So that can be food, medication, household items, household cleaning items, hygiene products. Buy the generic because a lot of the times there's really no difference. There are things that are made in the same exact factory, the same exact way. The only difference is the label. On to my last point. Point number 10 is to shop at discounted or stores that offer things for cheaper. So for example, I would say probably 90% of my grocery shopping at Aldi because they just offer cheaper items. And the things that I can't find at Aldi, I will go to Walmart for. Maybe you're a family that buys in bulk. I personally am not because we're still pretty small that we don't need that. But let's say you are. Maybe choose Sam's Club over Costco if you're able to do that. And that is the end of my list. That is 10 ways that you can save money. That's 10 ways that I save money. I will try to put all the resources I listed in this video down below, such as the meal plan or the cashback app that I use. Maybe there's something I missed that you do to save money. Let me know what it is in the comments below. I would love to hear it because I am always looking for ways to save money. Before you head out, make sure to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, friends.